Weeds!
Let's go.
Fire it up, Achim! Fire it up!
I am. Anyway,
Chevra, Lekavit Shabbos, Lekavit Donnie's wedding. As you guys see, Donnie's to my left, with the Rebbe's, of course. Max Rudorn is here, the biggest Rebbe of all. I mean, unbelievable. And we have Bellows, of course. Strassen's on his way to Yerushalayim. So many Chevra, Kislasi. We're all getting ready for Donnie's wedding. Lekavit. Tefillah b'shem Kol Yisrael for Pesach Reuven ben Yosef Sarah. Bracha bas Yehudis. Miriam Doda bas Chani Uchevet. Yonah bas Pasya. Shir bas Pasya. Sana Reuven ben Money. And every Neshama in Klal Yisrael. Ribbona Shoelam. Teach us what we should say. Help us understand what we should ask for. Help us say our prayers with complete honesty and truthfulness so that the light of truth will shine upon us and we will be able to emerge from the thick darkness and the alien thoughts as Kira comes on and the husks that constantly confront us at all sides. Chavra Tefillah b'shem Kol Yisrael. Halacha l'maisa. Halacha l'maisa. Just want to have a safe flight, Max. Have a safe flight. A little
Thank you.
Torah. That's what it's all about.
I'll see you all later.
Even for 1 second. Max left. Amazing. There we go. 1 second. 1 second.
So strong.
That's the highest. That's what we need to get to. That's the highest level. The chevra that come to Minyan by Aleinu, so deep. You would think. I mean, sometimes I still give like I have the internal. What are they doing? What's going on? Right? Those thoughts definitely come up. Right? But we're striving to get to a place where like Gavaldik. Who knows what they went through, and they still came at Aleinu. They still came Shir Shal Yom. Unbelievable. And Lam's coming on. Lam, halacha l'maisa. Chavra, let's open up our hearts. If it is possible for one to arise early at midnight, we're talking about Tikkun Chasos. And to recite the Tikkun Chasos, of course, this is most meritorious. I don't know what that word means, but Gevalt, merit, we get merit. As it is stated in Eicha, arise, cry out at night, at the beginning of the watch, shifts, etc. This practice is similar to that of the Holy One. Blessed is he who laments over the destruction of the temple at that time. As the verse states in Yirmiyah, Hashem calls out from on high, and from his holy dwelling, he raises his voice. Chavra, he calls out over his destroyed palace, and he proclaims, woe unto my children, for due to their sins, I have destroyed my home, and I have burned my sanctuary, and I have exiled them among the nations. If, however, it is not possible for him to rise at midnight, he shall at least strive to arise before the rays of dawn. As King David of blessed memory said, I will awake in the morning. Chavra, Aira Shachar. We have to awaken the sun. We are in control. The sun is not in control of us. Meaning, I will awaken the morning. The morning will not awaken me. And after midnight as well, one can recite Tikkun Chasos. Chavra, the halachos are beyond. They're mamish beyond. Chavra, we're going to continue. I don't know if like the connection is poor because I see Kira's frozen, but Gavalt, we're going to go weiter. Wow. Sicha 41. Sicha 41, Chavra. We're at Sicha 41. The danger of atzvus. The danger of sadness. We have to understand, Kira, are you getting on a flight now? Or You're airport bound. You're getting off the plane.
Arrived. I'm Israel.
We have arrived. The Kedusha. Gevra. This is unbelievable. The Heilig in Rapshitzer, the Heilig is the Kaidish, the Krakow. Krakow Chassid. Unbelievable. Chevra, a Leib Nishbar, a broken heart and depression are not the same at all. They're not at all the same. Broken heartedness involves the heart, while depression involves the spleen. And we'll hopefully expand on what that really means in just a moment. Depression comes from the other side and is hated by Hashem. Hated, is despised by Hashem. But a broken heart is very dear and precious to Hashem. It would be very good to be brokenhearted all day. But for the average person, this can easily degenerate into depression. It's a slippery slope. Therefore, you should set aside some time each day to express your brokenheartedness to Hashem, but the rest of the day should be joyful. There's obviously connection to Yisbodadus. We're not going to go into it right now. An hour a day, brokenheartedness, talking to Hashem in your own language, connecting to Hashem, binding yourself to the Rebbeinu Shalom. But we're going to focus on the Leib Nishbar and the Asfus, and one comes from the spleen and one comes from the heart, or involves the heart. But the rest of the day we should be joyful. If we set aside 5 minutes for brokenheartedness, the rest of the day we should be b'simcha. The Rebbe emphasized this many times, telling us not to be brokenhearted except for a fixed time each day. Other than that period, we should always be joyful, but depressed, never, never, never experiencing asfus. Now, there's two kinds of broken heart. We have to understand. There's one that's called the Leib Nishbar. This is Ari Rosenfeld's commentary, right? When a person's heart is broken, he feels deeply sorry for any transgressions, any sins that he may have done, right? And he has sorrow, but he has sorrow in his heart. But what's so deep is that he's craving and yearning to come back to the Rebbeinu Shalom. That is a broken heart, right? And in that brokenness, there is a cry, right? But beneath the cry, there is simcha. And now there's another kind of broken heart. There is something called asfus, right? Which is in a state of sadness. And this is a depressed state of mind when a person feels very low and is in a bad mood. In this case, it is difficult for him to think clearly. This asfus, a sad, depressed state of mind, is the opposite of the Leib Nishbar. Now, what does this mean? Asfus, Rabbeinu says, does not come from the heart. Rather, it comes from the spleen. The heart feels happiness. The heart feels sorrow. And this is a healthy kind of broken heart. A person expresses his sorrow and remorse over his sins before Hashem. He cries to Hashem to be helped by the Rebbeinu Shalom. However, the asfus comes from a person's spleen. This is a destructive kind of asfus, a sadness known as mara shefora, right? A bitter feeling. And this is what Hashem does not like and does not want, is this type of asfus that comes from the spleen. We have to give over the quote of the Kotzker Rebbe: there's nothing more whole than a broken heart. However, we have to understand that a broken heart is really dear to Hashem, is really good. It's good to let out your tears. It's good to express what's going on inside, good or bad. Hashem is always there to help. Hashem is always there to guide us. And it's something that's very dear to the Rebbeinu Shalom, but we also have to know that this should be a fixed time throughout the day. This shouldn't be an all-day type of thing. And we should be b'simcha tamid. Chas v'shalom, we should never experience the asfus that Rabbeinu is telling us that we shouldn't experience, that we shouldn't involve ourselves in. B'ezrat Hashem. L'kavod Dani's wedding. Questions, comments, please feel free. Oh, it's Reb Dibla. Chaver L'chaim, my mom's calling. Health, happiness, and success.